Brother lads, welcome back to the Cossy Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Welcome back to brand new video. Arsenal have already drawn their transfer plan for the summer of 2024, and we are going to be diving into that plan. Now, Edu has been speaking to a media outlet in Portugal. He has just confirmed that Arsenal have already drawn what they want to do since January. We are going to do around 2 to 3 signings. We might have a marquee signing. We might have one major signing with Premier League experience. And of course, we are also going to have a couple of sales happening this summer. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. We're going to be diving into what Arsenal plan to do this summer and why I think this summer is very crucial to Arsenal's plan. Why I think that Mikel Arteta and Edu have got to get this summer right. Whatever we do in this transfer window, it's got to be spot on. It's got to be absolutely perfect. Because if we don't, then we don't close the gap between us and Man City, right? So Edu has confirmed that he has already had discussions with Mikel Arteta and a couple of players, in management at Arsenal, and everything is going down according to plan since January. Hit the like button for me, subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you so much for watching the videos. It really means a lot to me. Now, this is Edu's interview. He's been talking to I think it's called Estadio, the sport, and he said, I have reports over 180 pages on each player. It's really detailed stuff. Physical, technical, mental profiles, whether he has Premier League experience or not, we already have that information. Whether he will be able to adapt to the Premier League, we also have that information. We've been discussing what I am going to do since January. He also says that we analyze our deficiencies before picking a target, where we can improve, where we can invest, and then we go in search for that new name. It's not my decision alone. It is not Mikel Arteta's decision alone. It is a group discussion, and these discussions and conversations have taken place since January. So I think there's been a lot of talk, especially among the fan base, and doubt, of course, among the pundits, that Arsenal do not know what they are actually going to do this summer. And that is because last summer, we knew that Declan Rice was going to be the leading player. The summer before that, it was Gabriel Jesus. And the summer before that, it was Martin Odegaard. This summer, it sounds like a mix-up. You have Guimaraes wanted, Zubimendi on top of the list, then Gyökeres wanted, then Sesko is on top of the list. I mean, it's a lot of talk. And maybe Arsenal would love to do, much of their business underground, because it's much better when you do your business underground. You don't get into bidding wars. You don't get into price wars. But I personally have felt Arsenal maybe don't know or don't have a clear plan of what we're going to do. Now, Edu says that is not the case. Arsenal are already, aware of what we want to do, and the discussions on the profiles of players we want are actually underway since January. So what are we looking at? These are the 4 priority positions. According to Team News and Ticks, Arsenal are looking at around 3 to 4 signings in this summer. He actually says that Arsenal could actually do one signing that is a level raiser, one player that comes in to, absolutely raise the levels, especially in midfield. And then they will do another 2 to 3 signings just to fill in the gaps. One signing at left back, one signing, up front, and maybe one other in midfield. So we know that Arsenal are really big on a midfielder. Guimaraes obviously is one of them. Is he a curtain raiser? Definitely. Is he a level raiser? Definitely. If he comes into this Arsenal side, one of the best all-round midfielders in the world, one of the best all-round midfielders in the Premier League. He's creative, he's physical, he's excellent in terms of defending. We might be having a quality player in there. So when you think about the plan, I think it is got to what Edu and Mikel are planning is to raid one more Premier League team and get one quality player out of there. Now, there are 2 Premier League players that I think could happen. That is Alexander Isak. We've been told by Team News and Ticks that Alexander Isak is a player that Mikel Arteta really likes. If he had a chance to sign one player, just one player this summer, that would be Alexander Isak. And I underlined the sentence, if he had a chance to sign one player, because we do not have guarantee that Mikel Arteta cannot do a crazy summer where he signs one player and just gets in Alexander Isak and he closes down this summer. But Arsenal want a curtain raiser with Premier League experience. For me, that could be Gimaresh and that could be Alexander Isak. Obviously, according to Charles Watts and Team News and Ticks, the curtain raiser and the level raiser is going to be in midfield. So Bruno Gimaresh, keep your eyes on this guy. Yes, I know we want Amadou Onana. I know there are a couple of other players that Arsenal want in the Premier League, but keep your eyes open on Bruno Gimaresh. He is going to be a big signing this summer, and it could be a big signing for Arsenal. Now, of course, the other players in the Premier League include Michael Olise, that we'll talk about later on when it comes to other positions. Michael Olise and Mohamed Kudus. I think Kudus has not been strongly linked with Arsenal, but you know who has been strongly linked with Arsenal is Marcus Rashford. So the plan is to get one player or two players from the Premier League, but the quality player and the quality raiser is going to come from the Premier League. So at least that much we know. Secondly, these are the other positions apart from midfield, because Partey is leaving. These are the other positions that Arsenal will look at. After the departure of Thomas Partey and maybe the introduction of Bruno Gimaresh, Arsenal will look to sign a left-sided player, defensive player. And when I say a left-sided defensive player, that means that we are not just looking at a left back, we are looking at a left back stroke centre back. So you remember when Fabrizio Romano said that Arsenal are big on Joao Hato. They know that the players just signed a new deal, but they also know that Ajax might be willing to listen to offers, and they are still trying, and they will try again, and they will wait until Joao Hato is available. So Joao Hato at the moment is one of the best left-sided centre-backs in young left-sided centre-backs in the world, below the age of 20, and he's definitely one of the most versatile when it comes to juggling those two positions, left back and centre back. So don't be surprised if your Jakub Kiwior is trashed out of the door. Don't be surprised if Alexander Zinchenko is out of the door. We've been talking about Glenn on the left back situation at Arsenal, and I said I won't be surprised if Kiwior and Zinchenko both leave. So Joao Hato is priority at left back. That isn't the Premier League player, but I think with Joao Hato, it talks about what Ed has been talking about here, because it says we've looked at each player's detailed stuff. Right? Physical, technical, and mental profile. So I think with Joao Hato, you're talking about one of the players that are fit mentally, physically, and technically to play in the Premier League at such a very young age. So will Ajax sell? Let's wait and see what's going to come out of there. But left back is part of the plan. The other option that is part of the plan is the forward line. Now, Fabrizio, I love the way Fabrizio puts it, because Fabrizio says that Arsenal will go for an attacker. They will go for a forward this summer. And he doesn't say that they want to go for a traditional number 9. He actually says they want to go for a forward. And he says that could be a winger, or that could be a striker or a number 9. Now, we know that Arsenal want to get a striker. There is a possibility and there is a world where Arsenal sign both a winger and a striker. But then there is also a world that is really realistic where Arsenal just sign one. Maybe we get Marcus Rashford, who can play as a centre forward and can also play as a left winger and a right winger as well. So left winger actually forward is another position on the list. Not striker, not left winger. So under that category, we have Nico Williams, who Tottenham want, Arsenal want, and Barcelona want. We have Marcus Rashford, who PSG want as well. And we have Michael Olise, who's wanted by Man United, Chelsea, Arsenal, and a couple of other clubs. I think Man City I cannot confirm, but I've heard that Man City have also been big on Michael Olise. So I can confirm that the striker situation is happening. I can confirm that the striker is happening. Gyökeres, maybe not so. But Sesko, keep your eyes on Sesko. Keep your eyes on the striker at Ajax. That is Brian Bobby. Keep your eyes on Bobby. He is one that could anytime be a happening deal for a Premier League team. Not only Arsenal, but even Newcastle and Tottenham. But I think Arsenal will be big on a centre forward that is not going to cost that much, but it's going to add some level of quality to the front line, especially that Eddie Nketiah is going to be leaving. Now, a new goalkeeper will be coming in as well. That is already confirmed because Aaron Ramsdale is part of the departures that we are going to talk about. A new goalkeeper, we've been linked with a couple of them, David De Gea, Chesney, the goalkeeper at Feyenoord, the goalkeeper at Ajax as well. And it seems that Mikel already has a plan of what he wants as in a new goalkeeper. He wants someone who can be able to push David Raya. He wants someone who can be able to compete shoulder to shoulder with David Raya. Now, that is the plan. Just to break it down, one level raiser, especially a midfielder, is going to be introduced to the squad this summer. That could be a player with Premier League experience. Apart from the midfielder, Arsenal will try to do 2 to 3 more signings, including a forward, a left-sided centre-back, and maybe a winger or a striker or even another midfielder. So in terms of incomings, I'm a little bit contented. I think that would be a very good plan. For a season that we want to get to 90 plus points, that would be a very good plan. What about departures? What are Arsenal planning in terms of departures? Because this was already decided in January. Now, in terms of sales, unlike the other summers where you have had players that should be leaving, in this summer, we are going to have to make some difficult decisions and we're going to have some difficult conversations with players that have been key and players that are really loved and appreciated at this club. We are talking players that would love to stay, players that think they deserve a chance at Arsenal, and players that think that they can turn around their fortunes at Arsenal, but they are on the transfer sell list. Let's start off with Gabriel Jesus. Uncomfortable conversations. I believe that the Athletic are not lying. Arsenal will listen to offers for Gabriel Jesus if those offers are deemed enough. Edu has gone to Saudi Arabia and he has talked to a couple of, he's made some friends there. So if offers come in for Gabriel Jesus from Saudi Arabia and Gabriel Jesus is okay with the money and a switch to Saudi Arabia, I won't be surprised to see Gabriel Jesus leaving. Now, Arsenal will not push Gabriel Jesus out. That is confirmed already. Arsenal will not push him. Arsenal will not, kick him out. But he is no longer untouchable. And this is the reason. He's no longer untouchable because of his, lack of clinical finishing. He's longer untouchable because of his lack of durability, and he's no longer untouchable because we have a new forward in the house, and Arsenal are looking to sign another forward. Now, you will be a fool, and you will be a fool to believe all the lies that Mikel Arteta has said he is untouchable. No, he is touchable. If he was untouchable, Arsenal wouldn't be sniffing around Sesko, sniffing around Marcus Rashford, and also promoting Kai Havertz as the main number 9. Gabriel Jesus, touchable. Partey, I'm not going to talk about him much because the people on this channel don't want me to talk about Partey leaving. So Partey is another decision that was made since January. Partey will leave and a new midfielder will arrive according to Fabrizio Romano. Aaron Ramsdale is another decision, part of the plan, part of the summer sale plan that has already been confirmed. Fabio Vieira today, we are getting news that is one of the players that Arsenal put among those players where Arsenal are willing to have uncomfortable conversations. They think he's a quality player, but if offers come in, offers that Arsenal think are sufficient, Fabio Vieira will leave Arsenal this summer. The same as Emil Smith-Rowe, right? There's going to be a meeting where Emil Smith-Rowe meets with Arsenal to talk about his future, but there is a possibility that if Arsenal get offers for this my man, Emil Smith-Rowe, he will be leaving Arsenal without second thought. So you can see that, who is going to go, it's already set, and who is coming in, it's already set. In my opinion, this plan was already done even before January. Even before we went into the January transfer window. Think about this. Lokonga has just done an interview in the last, I think, 4 hours. He's just done an interview confirming for the 100th time that he talked to Arsenal, and Arsenal told him the same thing. It's over. You're going to be leaving Arsenal this summer. That is Albert Sambi Lokonga. The same statement has been said by Kieran Tierney. He's just confirmed, I am leaving Arsenal. I'm coming back just to pick up, some of the things I left. But I'm leaving Arsenal, and the decision has already been made clear. Decisions on players like Nuno Tavares have been made clear. Decisions on players like Arthur Okonkwo, Alexander Runarunason, all those players and their decisions were made clear a long time ago. So the Arsenal transfer plan is already running. I want to see what's going to happen. I want to see action. I want to see players leave. I want to see players come in, right? I've not said Partey. I've said I want to see players leave, right? The likes of Reece Nelson, I'll be open to see them leaving. The likes of Edin Ketia, I'll be open to see them leaving. Okay? So talk to me about that Arsenal transfer plan, and let's see how impressed you are with the work we have done behind the scenes.